Do you think Trey has requested a trade, and that's why the Niners are answering calls, or what do you think is going on here? Is this what Trey wants? Was this his request? What do you think?
I just think it's an interesting way to look at it. And I want to give credit to Levin on Twitter. I know he and Stats do a weekly show. He's the one that kind of threw it out there. He's like, is this would this be a shocking thing? Let's really think through this. All offseason, you've talked up Sam Darnold. You've basically said Purdy's your guy. You brought in Sam Darnold as fast as you could as soon as the legal tampering period starts. Trey Lance is finally healthy. Videos are out there. Is it that far fetched that he would say, you know what, just trade me? And of course, he's not going to make a big deal about it. He's not going to scrub his account or anything like that. But behind the scenes, he's like, clearly, you don't want me here. You're going to draft another guy anyways. Just just trade me. I need to play. I'm fighting for my career here, and I don't have a chance in a 49er uniform. Maybe I do somewhere else. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility. I personally don't think that's what's happening here. I think the
Yeah,
49ers are legitimately fielding calls or whatever,
yeah,
but I don't think it's that far fetched to believe that this could be a possibility at this point.
yeah. It could be a possibility. It just the little I know of Trey Lance, it seems out of his character and personality. What he said was in the Rich Eisen interview. He just wants a chance to compete. Not sure he's going to get the chance, but I think he was telling the truth. He seems like a confident person who thinks he could beat out Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy on a level playing field with the same players around them. I think he probably feels that way. He probably feels he hasn't gotten an opportunity. He probably feels he could have done every single thing Brock Purdy did down the stretch last year if he had been given an opportunity with all those players. He could be wrong, but I think that's how he thinks. I don't think he necessarily wants to get out of here. And it depends on, I guess, his communication with the head coach. What kind of relationship does he have with Kyle Shanahan? Because I mean, I don't really feel like the Niners are in lockstep about anything in an organization. They act like they are. We'll talk about that later. But what's his relationship like with Kyle? If he has one and they communicate, and Kyle says, look, dude, I still believe in you, because he said that to the press, right? He was going to have a great year last year. If he says those things like that to Trey, then I could see Trey being like, look, I don't care about the noise. I'm showing up to OTAs. I'm going to mini camp. I'm going to kick Sam Darnold's ass. Like, why would he not feel that way? If he didn't feel that way, I would say trade him right now. But I would assume he feels like he's going to kick ass this offseason.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I think that's all that he really truly does want is a chance to compete. But is it possible that he's looking at it and saying, that's not the vibe they're giving me? I don't even know if I get a chance to compete here. If I'm not even given that chance, I can't win a job that I'm not competing for. I have zero opportunity. So you can say outwardly that, oh, I can still win the job. And if Purdy's not healthy and it's between Sam and I and whatever, but that's not really what's being said to me behind closed doors, or that's not the vibe I get. If I don't feel like I'm even given the opportunity to compete, I'm willing to compete, but maybe that means I got to do it on another roster. I can't do it here with San Francisco. And I'm not saying that's the way he feels or that's the way he should feel. I just don't think it's that far fetched that that potentially could be where he's at mentally. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. I guess it's not, but it could be.
Yeah.
Asking
I
for a
mean, I
trade.
lean towards that it's the team that's doing this and that there is a chance. And I think if he's not traded, he'll be the starter week one. I really believe that. Now, how long does he remain the starter? That is ultimately up to Trey, but that's all he could ask for is a chance to compete. And if he can start week one, how long can you hold on to the job? That's up to you. I think that he would be fine with that.
See, if there's a team that ends up trading for him, that doesn't necessarily mean that team would play him right away. That team could
No,
be, a team with the starter that they want for one more year, and the plan could be, well, we'll sit Trey for one more year, and
right.
he'll learn our system. And then, it's like, did you really benefit Trey like from leaving this team? So I mean, he's in a really tough spot. It's not really his fault, and I feel for him, but he's now has to make a very difficult decision, and his whole career is riding on it.
Yeah. I mean, legitimately, this is kind of it, right? I mean, at least
Yeah,
for the 49ers side of things. But if he doesn't play a single game this year, Grant, I don't know. I mean, I
it's
know
bad.
he's still only 24, but that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be real tough. So
Ezio says, you think KC is fielding calls for Mahomes? LOL.
right. Or do you think the
Absolutely not.
49ers are fielding calls for Bosa or
No.
Trent Williams or Fred Warner or
They
you know what I
say they
mean?
would field calls for anyone, but come on.
Are they fielding
All
calls
day,
for
every
Brock
day,
Purdy?
Kim says, no. All day, every day, Kim says Trey Area to Miami. It's
Yeah.
another place he wouldn't play much. Nathan Flores says, I'm frustrated. Kyle and John, could we please have one off season with no quarterback drama? Trey has 4 starts and hasn't had the chance to play with Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, CMC. Kyle ran him as a running back. So if he gets traded, fire Kyle Lynch, says Nathan Flores. I can understand the frustration. I just feel like once you make, it's not just that the Niners had the 3rd pick in the draft. They traded up for it. They spent 3 years of first round picks on this guy. To do all that and to give up for not that much after 4 starts is just organizational malpractice. He didn't get arrested. He didn't throw 5 picks in a game. I mean, his first 4 starts were perfectly respectable. And you're running out of town because he got hurt and Brock Purdy was good for 2 months. No, you can't do that. You can't. I'm sorry. It's malpractice. Because if he goes somewhere else and is good, then everyone needs to get fired. Everyone. We'll talk about that later. Not just one person. Battle Beast 19 says if Trey gets traded, I'll hate this team forever. Battle Beast 19. That's good. That's good, Jed. Batman Lives says free Trey Lance, hire Rodgers, fire Kyle Shanahan, and Jay Lynch if no Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's interesting because I know the fans, like there will be a lot of infighting, like, oh, if you're a Trey Lance fan, just leave with him. Who cares? We don't care. You may not care as another fan, and you look at it and say, well, you shouldn't root for players over the team. You're a fan of the team. And that may be true if we're gatekeeping fandom, but I think that the 49ers should care. 49ers should care. They just turned this thing from a lemonade stand into a Fortune 500 company. So they should probably care if people want to root for this team and be here and care if this player gets traded.
Yeah, I don't remember the lemonade stand just throwing away multiple first round picks on a guy who never got a chance. I don't remember that. I mean, is that what Fortune 500 companies do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gold Rush says the Niners need to move beyond the quarterback drama, pick a lane already and commit. I gotta say I appreciate it though, because it spices up the offseason. Like we could be talking about right tackle all offseason. That gets boring. So thank you, Kyle. But at the same time, it's not good for your organization.
Okay, no, definitely not. But I do think that if Purdy was healthy, there would be a much clearer path here, and they would commit to Brock Purdy. Now, I don't agree with that commitment, but the commitment would be there, and I can't begrudge them for that just because it's not the choice I would make. I do think committing to a quarterback makes a ton of sense, but now you've got this injury here that complicates things, and so you can't commit because what if Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, or kid you draft starts for 4 weeks and is better than Brock Purdy? How do you commit to Brock Purdy coming off the injury? You can't. So that's the problem.